Give us any chance, we'll take it. Read us any rule, we'll break it. We're gonna make our dreams come true.
Welcome to National podcast about 8 seasons in a row. I'm Lisa Fernandes, and
I am Chris Jayawardena. Hello.
We're about to review Robot Lawsuits. It's directed by Alan Rafkin and written by Judy Pioli. And I'm sure you got some info on both of them, don't you?
Yes, so with Alan Rafkin, this is yet another of his episodes for Season 3. He directed, as we've said before, pretty much the entirety of Season 3 with, I think it was 2 episodes, I think is exception. And he's, what's kind of cool is, you know, he's more of he often uses a lot more coverage in, and more cutting, more inserts, mediums, close-ups for a sitcom, which in the first 2 seasons really was mostly master shots done from like 2 different angles, basically. And so that was always good. And this one's another case where there's definitely some good kind of pickups at the very least.
Yes.
And as for Judy Pioli, or Judy Irving, it's Terry Buttafuoco. She returns as an author. Woo! Yay! So she would go on to write 13 more episodes of Laverne and Shirley and worked as a story editor and consultant for 2 whole years on the series. And, this we'll get to this episode details specifically, but definitely one to look for quality, as she worked on quite a few of the favorites of the ones we've got coming up, the ones that we liked.
Yes. She wrote at least 2 of my top 10 all-time favorite episodes of the series.
Mm-hmm.
At least 2 of them. She does darn good work. Okay, and this is what the episode's about. While shopping at a toy store for gifts for Shirley's twin nieces, Mindy and Cindy, ones that only cost $2.50, Laverne encounters Roger the Robot, a life-size mechanical robot. The playtime turns to agony when the girls' mini fight over the toy's controls results in the robot's malfunctioning and it strangling and injuring Laverne. Laverne's wrenched neck attracts the attention of a lawyer, who encourages her to sue for $100,000 as the toy shop is trying to get them to pay $120 in damages. Damages to cover repairs needed for Roger. The girls are caught in a moral quandary when Laverne manages to decrick her neck while trying to remove Squiggy from the apartment. But she's coaxed into lying on the stand in the hope of getting money to cover any lasting injuries. Will honesty rule the day, or will the girls get away with the ruse? Meanwhile, inspired by Laverne's lawsuit, Lenny and Squiggy try to get rich quick by feigning injuries in a fireworks explosion. What do you think about this one?
It's a case of starts off strong, ends kind of goofy. For me, it's it's another case of, you know, a sitcom cliche that I've just never been a fan of, which is the courtroom scene, and that really makes up the majority of the third act of the episode. It starts off incredibly strong. The toy store bit is fantastic. I love Laverne on the couch with Shirley doing the puppet show. You know, the boys, you know, begging for the money when they hear about the lawsuit. Even, the lawyer character is even interesting, you know. I have his name here, dang it. Is it Macklin?
I was just about to ask who played him.
We'll be getting to that. But anyway, it's a case, though, still. I have mixed feelings. So it's we'll see. Well, I mean, what did you think, you know, coming back to this one?
Well, it's pretty good. This is around about mid-level episode for me. There's a lot of fun moments. The girls have a really great bit in the courtroom where Shirley's trying like hell to testify for Laverne and to make her look moral, and the opposition manages to find their teacher to prove that Laverne used to lie in class, which is great. And of course, when she has to testify and she has to be sworn in, just say her full name. Shirley Wilhelmina Feeney, and the courtroom laughs, and she's apparently named after her dead grandmother, which is a new canon fact that we learned here. I love that little bit. That's so funny now, is it? I love that line. That's a fun line. There's a lot of cute moments here. Cindy has a lot to do in this episode. She really does have a lot to do. Penny does a lot of physical stuff, and then they have to do a lot of physical comedy to try to fully enact this fiction that Laverne has been injured and cannot move her neck to save her life. But she gets a lot of cute little funny moments, like Mr. Bunny and Mr. Getwell.
Mr. Bunny and Mr. Getwell. Love it.
Yeah, just so funny. So cute. It is so cute. And that's so something a good friend does for another good friend who is sick and in pain. So it's really sweet. I really like that little bit, little tiny bits of this work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I loved Cindy's Shirley Temple impression. Her Shirley Temple impression was fun. When she puts on that voice is great. I really love that little bit, yeah. I like the lawyer character. I really like the lawyer character. I thought he managed to be sympathetic even though he was an ambulance chaser. Now, he knows that what he's doing is, like, somewhat slimy because she's not hurt anymore. But on the other hand, she has every right to pursue justice here. They injure her. She could be injured further if she tweaks her neck again, you know, and they're trying to sue her for money to take care of the robot. It's not her fault that the robot got broken. The robot attacked her first.
Mm-hmm.
So, ultimately, you know, she's justified in what she's doing.
Interesting point. Yeah, I guess it kind of goes along with, you know, because my note about him is he's like a mixture of Super Mario and Joe Spinell's character in Vigilante.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Makes sense.
that's a good
like
that's a good 80s grindhouse movie pull.
Yeah,
Joe Spinell in anything.
Take a deeper look on that one, kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, Vigilante is good. I like that. It's one of my few. That's actually one of my favorite Death Wish ripoffs. But yeah, like that's kind of what it is that he's a slime bag in many respects, but at the same time, as you pointed out, in this situation, he works. You know, like this actually is him trying in some respects to do the right thing and to get justice served. It's just that he's going overboard with like, we're gonna sue them for $10,000.
Yeah. He goes way too high in the attempt to try and get her money back. So it's overweening its total. She does not need that much money. And in the end, a fair amount is dealt out. In the end, it turns out the robot was indeed incredibly faulty and was incredibly dangerous and probably could have strangled a small child to death.
Oh, certainly. Yeah. Until Judge Whitey presiding decided to knock it the heck out. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like, imagine that robot being given to a kid.
Scary.
Imagine that robot just closing in on the child and then beating it to death, which could have absolutely happened with what we are shown in this episode.
Absolutely.
You could absolutely imagine it happening.
And
in a way, they're lucky it happened to Laverne.
And now I don't feel so bad for referencing a Bill Lustig movie.
Hey.
Yeah.
All I can think of is, oh god. I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking of. Anyway.
But yeah, exactly. It's a dangerous toy, though. Absolutely, it's a man in suit. You know, obvious actor in suit is obvious, but that's a terrifying robot.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that's obviously a kid in a robot suit, but they managed to make it just menacing enough.
Yeah.
Where you'll absolutely believe that they could kick the shit out of you. And will kick the shit out of a small kid. So.
Yeah, my note here is, oh no, Skynet has activated, the war against the machines has begun, smash the doll on it, So.
Don't take no shit off of machines, kids.
Yep.
Anyway. I'll make that Moontrap reference. Oh,
that's why that sounds familiar. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Walter Koenig, Bruce Campbell on the moon. A moon made entirely of concrete dust. Don't spill water on the set, kids.
It's a Bruce Campbell on the Moon movie with Walter Koenig on the moon as the lead actor who gets a love scene.
Yes. Yeah, he's the one who gets the love scene. Bruce dies early.
Yep.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious if you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you ever wanted to see him make out with a girl, there you go.
Yep.
All your Star Trek fantasies coming true, kids.
Yep.
It's by the right movie.
But
yeah,
Just to quickly get back to your question about the actor who played as Robert Marklin, the lawyer. I made sure to, whilst we were talking, I went to go look up notes. Richard Caron played the character. He was mostly a TV actor in things like Kojak and Three's Company, just like a guest spot here or there. Did some voice acting in the 90s, including like an episode of Goof Troop. And actually, interestingly, he was in one of the direct-to-video and American Tail sequels, and his last role before he passed away in 2017, but his last role in 2000 was Bronto Crane in The Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas. So, Godspeed, sir.
No way.
Yeah.
Godspeed to him. Rest in peace.
And he also is going to show up one more time in Laverne and Shirley in the Ghost Story episode.
Oh, goodness. Oh my God, I know who he is.
Yeah.
Oh,
we shouldn't spoil it for the listeners that are following along with me.
Oh dear. Oh my. Oh my. Oh dear.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Get us all a t-shirt that says "We'll get there." We'll get there.
We'll get my mom to do the art for it.
We won't like getting there. We'll get there. The choreographed mayhem of that entire fight scene is really great.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of choreographed mayhem in the show, but the way they handle this specific stunt and series of stunts really works. I had to point that out because, sheesh. Imagine being Penny Marshall. Imagine having to do that. Imagine being Cindy. Yeah. Imagine having to do this every week in your life. And she just bounced right back. Just look at her. Just look at how she managed to make it from week to week to week, doing a wrestling episode, then right afterwards, doing that whole bit in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So in between, they did the pact. So I suppose the pact was kind of a break.
Yeah. Okay. So every couple of weeks, then, yeah, it's like they're cycling like physical episode, not so physical episode, physical episode, not so physical episode.
Yeah. To avoid bruising everyone too overtly. Yeah,
too visibly.
That's the best way to do it. Too visibly and too deeply.
Yeah. I guess what I'm saying is like it's like we got to make sure there's a break for their bruises to heal because the next one they're gonna be wearing tank tops or swimsuits or something.
Yeah. I do have to say one thing: nobody ever got seriously hurt on the set of this show, which is kind of a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of minor injuries. At one point, Michael kicked Penny right in the forehead and caused her to gush blood.
Yikes!
At one point, Cindy bruised her tailbone falling off of a couch. I believe she bruised her tailbone. The way she talked about it, so she suggested she bruised her tailbone. And then the only real major injury to any of the main cast happened when Penny was doing a wire stunt for a season 8 episode in front of the audience in a spacesuit. And she was trying to do a wire stunt that would affect the notion of weightlessness.
Mm.
And the wires gave, and she fell several feet to the floor.
Mm.
And she didn't break anything, but she bruised her whole side of her body, her whole left side.
Ugh.
So she had to tell everybody who was helping her out when they went back to shoot pickups, don't touch the side of my body.
Yeah.
And everybody was good about that.
Yeah.
But, that was dangerous. She could have gotten really seriously hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of this one injury I incurred over 10 years ago now. I was coming back from a D&D game on the bus at 6 in the morning because it had gone all night, basically. And I'm running across the street in the dark, and I thought I knew where the curb was going to be, and I didn't. So I tripped the curb, and the surface of the sidewalk I tripped onto was sloped, which technically meant that if I didn't have the big belly that I do, because I'm a big dude, I'm an overweight dude, if I hadn't had that to catch the impact, I would have gone forehead first right on the concrete and died.
God, that's awful.
So, and then further is I would have probably broken bones. But again, the belly absorbed the impact. And so my rib cage got out of sorts, but I I was bruised pretty bad. I still occasionally need osteopathic adjustments from it every once in a while, but every once in a while, like every few years maybe. But it's amazing how the human body can do that. And so, yeah, like talking about the staging of this, the gags here, even coming back to the episode, the bit where they lower, Shirley lowers Laverne onto the couch. If the balance had slipped in any way in an already tightened flex position, Penny would have fallen straight onto the floor.
Yeah.
And
that's why there's so much skill inherent in physical comedy.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much skill and so much careful thought that has to be put into everything. According to Cindy, the two of them had kind of like an unspoken communication and an ability to do all this stuff because each would know what the other would do. That's according to her. There's so much skill, though. So much practice, so much rehearsal that you have to do to make sure you can do this stuff without people dying as a result.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, on that season 8 episode, the footage that you see in it was filmed during the dress rehearsal because they could not use the taping night footage
the live
for
take.
obvious reasons.
Wow.
Yeah, the live take. Yeah. And that is why this show is legendary for its physicality and also legendary for the amount of thoughts and in the precautions that they put in. Because people could have gotten really, really badly hurt, and that was only one incident out of the hundreds and hundreds of episodes they taped. So, yeah, they got lucky.
And, yeah. I mean, hey, even Laverne got lucky that she tries to pick up one of the boys and accidentally gives herself a chiropractic adjustment. Whoops.
Yeah. Who thought Squiggy was that bottom heavy, huh?
Yeah.
Like, all of his weight's in his butt. That's apparently what's true about him.
I
just love that. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to mention the line, my neck moved. No, it didn't. It's right there under your head.
That is such a Lenny line. And then she goes to hug Squiggy to thank him. She goes instinctively to go kiss Lenny. By the way, cough, cough. And then,
yeah, I noticed that. I noticed.
She stops herself. Yeah. And he's like leaning towards her too. He's like, yeah, let's go for it. But yeah, if the boys hadn't been greedy, she wouldn't have gotten her neck unkinked. So, in the end,
stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have. And I love that this inspires them to do further ridiculousness to their own bodies in a desperate attempt at trying to get more money for themselves.
Yeah, we're going to have our own accident. It's going to be the biggest accident this town's ever seen. Oh, man. That was great.
The ripped up clothing. The ripped up clothing, the crutches, and the judges doesn't want to hear them.
The Blammo Fireworks Company, that bit still got me.
Company. Yeah, but the most interesting thing about this episode is that Carmine has a good point.
I was shocked.
Carmine has a darn good point.
Yeah. I mean, his history as a boxer and a dancer. I mean, he's likely had to deal with these kind of situations, liabilities, doctor bills, But my line is, he's actually talking sense. What bizarre world is this episode?
No.
As the war against the machines beginning in the 1970s instead of 1997 in August. What the heck?
He knows what it's like to be screwed around by people higher up in authority than he is. So, of course, he's going to suggest that they look out for each other. And that she look out for, number one, and look out for herself, and make sure that she gets the cash that she might need. So he knows what bullshit smells like. To put it frankly.
I hate that I found it cute that he doesn't understand the wifely duties remark.
Yeah! That was cute! That was adorable! It means you couldn't cook and clean?
Yeah. And then it's Shirley's gestures and the implications and the shaking head and zilcho. And
yeah,
I mean, there's a few in there that I was like, they got that by, okay. I can't believe Shirley would even talk about that, let alone talk about it around Carmine. But
I know.
Oh,
no wonder
boy.
they're so cranky. That's a great line. That's a great line.
So, oh, those wifely duties. I didn't get it before. Okay. Oh,
Awesome.
boy. Oh, man.
See, I told you Carmine has his charming moments.
Damn
Told
it.
you.
Damn it.
Damn
it. No. It's supposed to be my thing. You're supposed to dislike this man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Everybody's not perfect.
okay, so we're at the point of the episode. Can I just say, really, it is Judge Whitey presiding, and it's like because that's a Futurama joke, and then you see the medium when you cut to him, and my note is, oh God, that is Judge Whitey.
Yep. That fits. Let the name fit the character, and let the character fit the actor, and so it does.
Yep.
It's like, and the actor playing the judge is very good. The actor playing the judge is very good. I will say that.
Yeah.
He does a good job in this little part that he's given.
I'm trying. Was it George? Let's see.
Yeah.
Was it Kramer? George Kramer? Not George Kramer. Sorry, George Pentecost is an actor that plays a character named Kramer, and I'm trying to figure out if that's because there's Billy Curtis as Roger Robot, Robert A. Marklin was Richard Kramer, and Bill McLean was the salesman, so it's probably Pentecost. My God, he was in All the President's Men.
Really?
That's what at least that's what it says. So at least some actor in this episode was, and also was Horace Stubbs Wilmington on Blancy's Beauties. I'm gonna look up that. Hey, future me, put up some music here while I'm looking this stuff up. I cannot even find a picture of his character on Blancy's Beauties.
Nobody can ever find anything related to Blancy's Beauties on the internet. It's like everything related to that show except for the credits and 2 episodes have disappeared into a black hole.
That's impressive.
Nobody can find anything about it. I don't know why it doesn't exist anywhere, but there's a crossover episode which I've spoken about before, where Laverne appears and tries to get a part with Nancy in her review in Las Vegas. And Phil Foster also appears as Frank. That episode exists out there somewhere. I have never seen it, and I cannot find a copy of it to save my life. So, everything related to the show, except for like 3 episodes, just right down the toilet. Nobody could find anything.
There's something kind of, in this digital age, there's something kind of terrifying about that, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
The impermanence. Anything impermanent is just, God. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
But, anywho, yes, there was the judge and his thing and his spiel. I did love that the judge ended up, like, completely messing up the robot. It's like, he gets it. I'm sure John Connor finds him to be a true American hero.
God. Where's the resistance when we need it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where's Claire Danes and Sarah Connor?
Wow, I love that you brought up Claire Danes from Terminator 3.
Just like, I can't believe she was in a Terminator movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think of this franchise and just remember, God, Claire Danes.
Yeah, like even, because it was Bryce Dallas Howard plays her character in Salvation, right?
Yes, she does.
Yeah, and she was good in that. I liked her as that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just so random. The casting is so random. That whole 3rd movie is so random.
Oh yeah, like even Christiana Loken, despite being kind of good as the TX, like just doesn't fit. I know we're getting off topic here, but we talked about look, it's a robot lawsuit episode. What else are we gonna do? We're gonna talk about how there's a boom shadow in the tag scene.
Yeah.
Which there is, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Which I noticed. I was gonna mention. We could do bad Arnold impressions. It's gonna turn into a Rainier Wolfcastle office where, Maria, my mighty heart is breaking. I'll be in the Humvee.
Oh, I think this episode has driven us crazy.
Yeah. Well, it fits the theme. It fits the theme of the entire season and the entire episode.
Yeah, I mean, hey, at least we're being honest. I hear you can get 5 to 10 for attempted lying.
Ha! There you go. God, poor Shirley. I felt so bad for Shirley during that during that cross-examination scene.
Mm-hmm.
And during her time on the witness stand. She's trying her butt off. It's not working. But hey, Oh.
Yeah. God. Yeah. It's interesting though, but at the end, I found it kind of cheesy overall, and it's a wild cheesy episode. It's like there's a lot I enjoy about it, but there's pieces, but altogether it didn't gel for me as I was kind of hoping for.
Yeah, I know. It's not as disjointed as some other episodes that will come down the pike as the seasons come forward and continue the canon, but it's not exactly the show's best episode. The physical comedy is what makes it recommendable, in my little opinion. Mm-hmm. That's what keeps it afloat.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think
that's what works.
Right. So, I ranked first last time. What do you rank for this time?
This time, I'm going to give this right around 6.5 for me.
Interesting.
The stunt work's really good. No, I might drop it down. I'm going to drop it down to a 5 because it is disjointed. But I like the morality of the storyline. I like everything that happens in the courtroom bit of the episode. I like the stunt work. I like how the girls' friendship and they're really unified against the horrors of being sent to prison possibly. Mm-hmm. They are a unified front. And I like that. I wish the boys' scheme had been given more attention. Really.
Agreed.
That should have been given a little bit more time to incubate, I think.
It'd be difficult to put into a half-hour episode, but I think you still could have had moments where, they're on, even just having an exterior, cutaway, one shot of them leaving to go to the courthouse, and the boys are running by, trying to light something on fire,
Yeah.
Or they
themselves on fire at this point.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It's just doing something stupid and stunt-wise. It's.
Yeah.
I just had this horrible thought.
Oh, Lord. Dare I ask?
Hello, my name is Lenny Kosnowski, and this is Jackass.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, I clipped my mic
I
on
can
that.
totally picture that. I can totally picture that now. Oh
man.
Lord. Oh. This article that I posted to Twitter that talks about television's top 50 nerds, and the boys ranked way too low on that list. Get It Together Gold Derby. It says that they were the progenitors of Beavis and Butthead. I think that's almost too harsh of a judgment on them.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a bit too harsh. I mean, I would say that more about, the guys, in Weird Science, maybe, practically, or... I mean, I would even, and this is not to say anything detrimental between, against our, savior musicians, Bill and Ted, but even Bill and Ted feel closer to Beavis and Butthead than Lenny and Squiggy do.
Actually, Bill and Ted feel closer to Lenny and Squiggy to me. They got the same heart. They got the same soul.
True.
They are less ambitious. They are less in search of next paycheck, next big thing. Are Bill and Ted. But they've got that same kind of good-natured, well-meaning meatheadedness.
I mean, in many ways, you take Ferris Bueller, you take away his money, but you keep him with that mischievous, narcissistic bullshit. That's Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
And you just, and then just take his IQ down a little bit from toxic waste.
God. All I can imagine is him laughing like Beavis and Butthead as he drives that stupid car in the pool. That's all I can picture. That's all I can
Oh man, we're gonna creep our audience out so badly with this episode.
They knew what they were in for when they clicked on the link. They knew what they were looking at.
I was trying to polish up the logo. I tried to polish everything up. Anyway, 5 out of 10 for me as well for the rank. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, that was what I had initially, and that's what's gonna stick. Yeah. It's
I think it either needed more over the top humor or a little bit more heart. One or the other.
I almost kind of feel in some ways this idea of like trying to morally talk about the system works. Like it feels like it really comes off as patronizing, like it's trying to make a point with the kiddies, you know, but it comes out and for the adults, it just kind of makes them go like, gosh, I wish it was that easy. And it's like, cause it's not that easy, you know, it's not as easy as the lawyers go and deliberate with the judge personally and the robot attacks the judge and gets destroyed. And therefore everything gets magically solved. And that's not even, I guess what I mean is like, even by Gary Marshall standards, that's kind of a BS ending. It's
a moral that has aged poorly in this day and age.
No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder the 80s happened.
Yeah. God, can you imagine Laverne and Shirley set in the 80s?
Oh, set in the post John Hughes, post Ferris Bueller 80s.
God. Lenny and Squiggy would be junk bond traders.
Oh my God, they would be. Yeah, it'd be like that opening prologue of The Big Short, or they would try to be the Wolf of Wall Street and fail miserably. They would look. Like Lenny would have, instead of a poster of a Godzilla movie, you would have a poster of Gordon Gekko on his wall.
Yeah. But he's too good-hearted for that. He's way too sweet for that kind of thing.
Man.
Gordon Gekko.
Well, that's the thing. He would think that he is. He'd think that he is and fail miserably. Yeah, and that'd be the thing is that's why he's unsuccessful.
Yeah. And Carmine sells cocaine.
Oh God. Oh God, Carmine as a cocaine cowboy. All right, let's go.
Yeah, tell me you picture it.
I can totally picture it.
See it.
I can totally see it. Yeah.
Laverne has Cyndi Lauper hair.
Oh, that's okay. That's cute. Shirley would be the Molly Ringwald.
Yeah. The big boxy boyfriend jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can totally picture this now. I can totally picture it.
I hope by the time this episode goes live, we have fan artists that follow us that would be like, "Hey, that's a cool idea." Don't even worry. We just want to see it. We don't want any credit for it. We just want that to exist.
Yeah. This fandom has next to no fan art in it. Next to none.
Oh man.
It just disappoints me. Makes me sad.
Well. I guess great. Is that the sad bummer note? Can we just like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out some other like Terminator joke or courtroom joke. I mean, what is this? So I guess, okay, to sum up this episode, this is the strange combination of John Grisham, James Cameron, and the Robin Williams movie Toys. Does that sum it up?
That's a combination. Kinda. That's a combination. That's a heck of a combination, is all I'm going to say.
Yeah, my buddy Gaz rewatched it for his podcast, Toys, and so it was on my mind. Yeah, he said that
that movie's so
good. He said it was rough, he said.
So bizarre. I saw that when I was a kid. Why do they market to children? Should I watch my children? It's not that good. That's top 10 worst things that Robin Williams ever did.
I still haven't seen it. It's one of those I've been meaning to for decades now, and I still haven't gotten around to it.
You should. I only have the soundtrack because it has a Tori Amos song on it.
Oh, right on. Well, that's nice. There we go. See, the
soundtrack's good.
Yeah, so there we go. Let's end this on a high note. Tori Amos note. There we go.
Yes.
All right.
Insert cornflake girl joke here.
All right.
Something really. Let's not be that one guy who whistled at Penny when she straddled that elephant.
Oh God, are we gonna keep?
We should audible on the soundtrack.
Oh
God,
it so is. Yeah, that's a note to go out on. Future me, keep this in.
It's like, why would anybody do that? It's just the rudest possible behavior I could think of when you're at a television taping to do that.
With a theme of them trying to buy toys for children inside of a toy store.
Yeah. While she's straddling a toy elephant, and one guy goes,
She just Sabu the Jungle Boy. That's it.
Yeah.
It's Sabu the Jungle Boy. Whatever,
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
Just keep it clean, guys.
I should mention here that this is the episode where we see a little bit of an edit in the opening credits.
That's right. Thank you for bringing that up. I totally forgot. Yes.
We mentioned this in the first episode of the season. We get a new insert shot of Lenny and Squiggy reacting to a hot girl walking by, and Frank and Edna trying to toss pizza in the air, but they kiss, and then a flour-covered bit of crust falls between their noses. What? What'd you say?
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say you can say no.
Oh. And you get slightly new clips thrown in. And then there's a new door sequence. That is brand new. Laverne's wearing a different outfit, Shirley's wearing a different outfit, and they both open the closet door and the front door and look in the camera and seem to say why to the audience. Why?
Why are we doing this? Why are we smiling like a television program? Oh, right, because we're in one. I did want to mention when my mom, when I told my mother that there was going to be new footage in season 3's intro, when I was rewatching these episodes with her, she like dropped everything that she was doing. She like runs back into the house from the garden and is like, are you watching the episode? Has that got the clips in it? I'm actually exaggerating the story a little bit, but not by much. But yeah, basically she dropped things and wanted to see the footage. And when I said there was new footage in season 3, I thought it was on the episode before this, and it didn't show up. And she was like, "Oh, where's the new footage? Is that new? Is that new?" And she was very excited, and it was adorable, and it was wonderful.
Your mom's the best.
Yeah.
Your mom's the best. That is so sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I have more notes from her coming in later episodes. But anywho,
there's something very Lady and the Tramp about that pizza crust just landing. That big ass blob of pizza dough coming down from the sky and landing where Frank and Edna's noses. It's so cute.
It is. Yeah.
It really is cute.
It took many, 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 many times of me watching that scene for me to actually realize that, oh, there's a cut between them thrown in the air and then there's a cut before it lands. Yeah. They try to hide it, but yeah.
It's nice.
And I guess does that like all wrapping up the thing in there in Robot Lawsuit?
I do believe it does.
All right, okay, we got it all wrapped it up there. All right, cool. All right. All right. Well, anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry we lost our minds. This is turning into one of my usual like Let's Play recording sessions now. That's what happens on Let's Plays. We just completely lose our mind. But if you would like something a little more on topic with Laverne and Shirley, please join us on social media. We can be found at Night After Night Pod on Facebook, Tumblr, and WordPress, as well as their YouTube channel, where you're probably watching this because most of our audience is on YouTube. And then you also can find us at Night After Night PC on Twitter, which is where we're most active. We take part in watch-alongs, and as of this recording now, I've just started to GIF, and yes, I say GIF, not GIF, and shush. And so you can join us for that, and it'd be wonderful if you did join us for that, because we have more stuff coming up, and we're excited to get through the show together, having a lot of fun, and I don't know, we can, and if you don't, I'm sure we can come to some sort of arrangement. So Lisa, what is the next what's our next episode coming up?
And I pronounce it GIF because it has a fucking G in it, to quote Eddie. Anyway, afraid that Laverne's going to end up single and alone, Frank arranges a marriage for Laverne, the son of a mozzarella magnate. But Laverne does not want to marry this guy, and Frank really wants her to marry him, which causes a stalemate. Can Shirley help out? This is Laverne's arranged marriage.
Cool. I guess we'll find out how that goes. Until next time, folks, you stay classy. And try not to lose your minds as we understand that the robot apocalypse is upon us, and it will start in the toy stores.
Don't fear the robots, kids. Don't fear the robots.